welcome to our two-part yoga series. My name is Brittany, and this is Justin. He's going to be guiding us through our practice. One can be done in a chair, and the other is a standing series. Yoga is both a physical and a mental practice that has many applications for people living with diabetes. For instance, yoga has been shown to decrease blood sugars, increase the control of blood sugars, and decrease the amount of insulin needed. Yoga also helps with mobility, which is commonly affected in those with diabetes. But aside from the physical benefits, yoga also helps to reduce stress, depression, and anxiety, all of which play a role in diabetes management.
So this is a 15-minute yoga video, and there's something to remember. Yoga is not something to be mastered, it's only a practice. So listen to your body. These postures are not meant to be painful, only slightly uncomfortable.
And please remember, if at any time you start to feel lightheaded or develop symptoms of low blood sugar, such as sweating, fatigue, shakiness, dizziness, or confusion, please stop what you're doing and seek evaluation.
All right, let's get started. So this practice can be done with or without a mat. It's completely up to you, whatever is available. And so today we're going to start with our feet about hip distance apart. Take a little micro bend in your knees, try not to lock them out. Hands rest down by your side, palms out toward the front. And slowly bring your eyes to a close. And as we stand here for a few moments, start to bring awareness to your breath. Bring awareness to anywhere in your body where you may be holding tension, and start to try to let that go. So with diabetes, there's a list of different complications that can occur. One of those complications is called autonomic dysfunction. And what that essentially means is that our body can kind of forget how to properly regulate and control our heart rate. And that can lead to things like increased resting heart rate. So as you stand here, not only notice your breath, but also notice your heartbeat. Notice how as your breath starts to get a little bit deeper, a little bit longer, your heart starts to slow down. Find that little bit of control as we're here for about 2 more breaths. Noticing the rise and fall of your belly. Last time, big inhale. Exhale, let it go. And slowly blink your eyes to open. From here, you can keep your feet exactly where they are, or you can heel toe your feet in to touch. Now, if you do so, when you start to feel a little bit of pain or discomfort in your low spine, you can bring your feet back to where they were. And once you're there, slowly draw your hands up above your head. Inhale, mountain pose. Right away, notice if you start to draw your shoulders up toward your ears, allow them to slide back down your spine. Rotate your pinkies in toward one another. That should allow the space in order to do so. Every inhale, grow a little bit taller, reach to the crown of your head. Use your exhale to ground down through your feet. One more inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Fold down toward your mat. From here, take a big, generous bend in your knees so that instead of feeling the stretch in your hamstrings, really noticing the sensation of opening in your low back. You can stay here right in the middle, or you can sway side to side. And then slowly come back to center, ground back down through your feet, engage your core before you move, and then stacking one vertebrae on top of one another. Mountain pose, inhale, rise back up. Nice. This time adding on lifted back bend, exhale, cactus your arms, kind of like a goal pose position. Lift your chest up towards the sky, really open up your heart. Mountain pose, inhale. Forward pose, exhale. Nice. Mountain pose, inhale, flowing through. Lifted back bend, exhale. Mountain pose, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Floating through that one more time. Mountain pose, inhale, working on shoulder mobility. Lifted back bend, exhale, moving it in every direction possible. Mountain pose, inhale. Forward fold, last time, exhale. Nice, this time take a really big generous bend in your knees. Chair pose, inhale, sit up. So right away, notice if you have a little bit of a twinge or uncomfortability in your low spine, you can heel toe your feet to about hip distance apart. If that feels a little bit better, that also allows you to sit lower into your seat, imagining there's a chair behind you. Take a look down at your feet. You should be able to see all 10 toes out in front of you. If that's not the case, shift your weight into your heels a little bit further, drawing your knees back behind your toes. Once you find that, hands come back above your head, biceps by your ears. Inhale to sit up a little bit taller. Exhale to sit lower. Now, as you sit a little bit lower, your legs may start to shake. Your quads and your thighs are starting to fire up. And what that's doing is it's letting your body know that it's here to hold you and support you. But another thing that it's doing, that shaking and that burning sensation, is your your thigh muscles really using the excess sugar in your blood, hopefully lowering your overall blood sugar a little bit at a time. Stay here for one more inhale. Exhale, step your left foot back behind you, open up to warrior two. So right away, adjusting our feet, your left foot points straight out to the side and then press down through the pinky edge of your left foot. Your right toes point straight out in front of you and direct your right knee in that same direction, but then press it out toward your right pinky toe just slightly. The idea here is to find a 90-degree bend in your right leg, but if that's not the case today, you can come out just a little bit. But really try to sink a little bit deeper, find that same engagement in your right thigh that we found earlier in chair pose. Draw your hips directly up above your shoulders, open up to the side, and then hands out, palms face down. Gaze out beyond your right fingertips, try to sink a little bit lower on your inhale. Stay for your exhale. Reverse warrior inhale, your left hand comes down to your left thigh, right hand shoots up towards the sky. The first thing to notice is that space between your right hip and all the way up through your right pinky. Now, instead of crunching down into your left side, still find a little bit of space here as you sink a little lower. Using every inhale to reach, exhale to sink a little lower. Last time, inhale. Forward fold, windmill your arms, come to the front of your mat. Exhale. Doing that on the other side, chair pose, inhale, sit low. Step your right foot back, open up, warrior two for your exhale. So finding that same kind of posture you did on the other side. Now this may look a little different from side to side. It might be a little more narrow, a little wider, and that's okay. Once you do find a good spot for yourself, remember again, right toes this time point out to the side, left toes point towards the front. Direct your left knee, press it out toward your left pinky toe. Square your shoulders, hands out to the side, gaze out beyond your fingertips. And in any posture that we're holding or at any point in class you feel like closing your eyes, you can do so. Inhale to reach towards opposite points. Exhale to sink a little bit lower. Inhale, reverse warrior, right hand comes down to your right thigh, left hand shoots up towards the sky. Once again, find that space on your left side body. Feel your ribs start to separate with every inhale as you grow taller. Stay a little bit lower, exhale. Nice, last inhale. Step forward, forward fold, exhale. So now we're gonna flow through that 2 times on each side, hopefully bringing our heart rate up a little bit higher, working on a little bit of cardiovascular. Starting out, chair pose, inhale. Warrior two, step your left foot back, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Forward fold, exhale, step forward. Chair pose, inhale. Warrior two, open up, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. One more time, chair pose, inhale. Left foot back, warrior two, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Nice, and just rock a little bit side to side. So we got a little bit of cardio in there, which is really good. Got our heart rate up a little bit higher. Now we're gonna slow things down. Slowly activate your core, then one vertebra at a time, rise, mountain pose, inhale. Inhale to reach. Hands to heart center, exhale. So we're gonna end class with a little bit of balancing. Draw your feet to about hip distance apart, whatever feels good to you. And we're gonna start with balance on our left foot. So as you ground down through your left foot, there's a couple of options for your right leg. You can place your right foot to the inside of your left ankle, excuse me. You can place it to the inside of your left calf, or you can draw it all the way up to the inside of your left thigh, whatever feels good for you. The one area you do want to avoid is the inside of your knee. You want to avoid putting pressure right there because your knee really isn't meant to bend that way. So find whatever's comfortable to you. I'll place my foot down here at my ankle, and then find a good spot for your hands. They can be down by your side, hands at heart center, or up in the air for like a little variation of mountain pose. Once you find that gaze out in front of you. That's called your drishti, your point of focus. That should allow you to help balance just a little bit more. Now as you stand here, notice the little micro movements, the adjustments that you're making. Wobbling is okay, but those little micro movements that your left foot is making is all the little tiny muscles in your left foot strengthening and holding yourself there. And then that strength is slowly creeping and moving up into your calf and into your thigh. And so for diabetes, there's another complication called diabetic neuropathy. And what that essentially is losing sensation or feeling in your feet. And that can lead to things like falls and lack of balance. So working on things like balance kind of helps slow that process down and allowing us to really practice the sensation of balance in our feet from one side to the next. Here for about another breath. And slowly let that go. Shake out your left leg. And then go into the other side. This time we're going to ground down through our right foot, just as we did on the other side. You can bring your left foot to your ankle, inner calf, or all the way up into your inner thigh, whatever feels good. Once again, I'll match. You always want to match one side to the next. It might look different, but you still want to try to get the same similar sensation or feel. So I'm going to bring, once again, my foot to my ankle, hands at heart center, and then once again, finding that point out in front of you. So during our flow that we had just a few moments ago, that allowed us to get our heart rate up a little bit higher. And what that does is that starts to burn calories, burn a little bit of fat, and that really helps with things in diabetes, trying to combat things like obesity and weight gain. So getting our heart moving and our bodies moving is really helpful. And then now we're trying to slow things down to close out class. Nice, staying here for one more breath. And slowly release your foot back down, shake it out. And so in order to close out class, we're going to draw your feet to about hip distance apart. Just how we started, hands down by your side. They can be in whatever direction you want. Roll your shoulders out, maybe wiggle your fingers. And then slowly bring your eyes back to a close as we stay here for just a few moments. And you can always stay here in your standing Shavasana for as long as you would like. But for those of us who would like to continue throughout our day, like to bring tiny little movements into your body, wiggle your fingers, your toes, maybe your wrists, your ankles. And slowly draw your hands to heart center, coming to our breath together as a class. Take an inhale, fill all the way up. Exhale, let it go. And I want to leave you with something as you take your practice from on your mat out into the world and the rest of your day. Remember that you are greater than your highs and your lows. Slowly bowing forward. Namaste.
Namaste. Please remember that anytime you are doing any physical activity, it is important to stay well hydrated and drink lots of water. Here is a quick summary of the benefits of regular yoga practice on diabetes. There's a decrease in blood sugar both fasting and after meals, an increase in blood sugar control, decrease of hemoglobin A1C, reduction of fall risk by an increase in both balance and mobility, decrease of chronic physical, emotional, and mental stress, which has been linked to insulin resistance, glucose intolerance, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and other related conditions. Anti-inflammatory effects, an increase in insulin sensitivity by increasing the uptake of sugar out of the blood and into the muscles by actively using your muscles. And it offers a great fitness alternative that is a slow, static type of exercise for people with limited joint mobility, capsulitis, or those that live a sedentary lifestyle.